All right. Well, good morning, Lucinda, Paulette. I can see you on here. I can hear my puppy barking in the background over here. Oh, let's see here. Trying to see if I've got I'm using my computer in front of me here. Uh, I had something I wanted to talk about today. Trying to figure out my screen out here a little bit. Ruth, good morning. Yeah, it's still morning, so good morning, everybody. Ed, let's see you there. Rosemary. Miss Girdlebird. Huh. Tricky Chi. I pronounced you wrong, Gertie. Your name wrong. Sorry about that. Oh, heck. Linda Life, I see you on there. Glad to see you. Okay, today what I'm going to talk about is make sure I get everything hooked up right here. There was a show out there or a video put out, I think it was yesterday, accusing me of having a killer mind or disposition or something of that nature. And I wanted to say a little word about it because not only do I not have that type of a temperament, I think it's completely wrong for somebody to make an assumption like that. But I'm going to explain to you where they come up with that assumption at. Miss Lori, Britta, Cindy. All right. All right. So I'm going to go into my little rant here. Anyway, not too long ago, John and I, we had discussed a little bit about things as simple as ammunition and a weapon. Okay. And the subject had come up about another video generator out there that has a collection of both. And I had made a simple mention of back when I grew up. Of course, I grew up very poor, but we counted our ammunition back then because of that. And every shell counted because what we did is we hunted during the seasons for the meat that went on our table. And that's how things were done back then. I'm talking about the 40s and 50s. I grew up in a hunting family. And when I got to the age of somewhere in my 40s, I quit hunting. I didn't need to worry about meat for the table. We were making enough where we could afford to go to the grocery store. Much more convenient, easier. And so it was a different type of meat we ate, obviously, coming from a grocery store. But we made do with what we could there. Okay. See, Frank joined us, Miss Lori. Anyway, they were talking and considered what I had said about it only takes one of each. In other words, one shell and one weapon to go out and do whatever you're going to do. And of course, for me, I had two Lees in the pod. I take it that's Gabe, I'm not sure, but I imagine it's Gabe. Because of what I had said about it, they said that that was a that was a threat out there. And I assure you, I was not threatening anybody. And I take it serious when somebody decides to call me a person with a killer mentality. And well, it is Lisa. Okay. Anyway, because of that, obviously it upset me because I don't need people out there calling me by those no such names as that. I'm not, and I don't have that type of mentality. I do have a mentality to protect myself and my family, and I do that any way necessary. And obviously, I do it from a legal standpoint. Otherwise, I wouldn't be around here today. I'm in my 80s, and if I had a mentality like that, I would have never made it this long, believe me. And to have somebody call me out like that is malicious. So you may wonder who that was that called me out. Well, it happened to be Tug and Megan. Now, they're the ones spreading a rumor like that out there about me. I don't need that type of crap. I don't appreciate it. I don't know what possessed them to decide to do something like that to me. Here, I'm old enough now. I don't have a whole hell of a long time left. And I'm not doing all that bad, okay? But I don't need people like that starting rumors just because they don't like the people I hang around with. And that is absolutely what it amounts to. And one of them considers himself a counselor. And I've looked up, I can't find the license on that son of a gun. What an ass. Yeah, thank you, Sherry. I do feel like I should be able to protect myself. At different times, I've discussed about stand your ground laws, I've had a carry permit for a lot of years. And I take it serious. I've had a lot of training on, by the time I was 8 years old, I'd already had classes with the American Legion. My dad insisted that I take the classes because he wanted the safety of handling a weapon before I handled anything that could hurt somebody. And he had taught me quite a bit when I had just nothing more than a BB gun. And in the military, I had extensive training in all types of weaponry. To know how to do something, I know. Now, but the mindset for somebody to call me something like that, I don't know what kind of a person would think in those types of avenues that somebody my age is thinking like that, because that's sick. The person that does that, in my mind, they have to be sick. There's something wrong with that person. Now, the fact that I like to stick up for people that are being picked on should not be a reason for somebody to go around calling me names like that. I think, and they started on me a few months ago trying to ruin my reputation. And I looked up one of those people, Tug, okay? Because I wanted to see what was in his background. And he has no reason to pretend like he's somebody great. Believe me, he does not. But during the Johnny Depp trial, he used the same tactics or similar tactics on people that he was attacking out there. And in fact, he threatened people with a group of people he happens to be with. That's not good. When you have somebody with a gang mentality threatening you with the people that are following him, to me, in my mind, that's more of a threat than anything, more than any threat that I could say about counting my ammo. People who grew up poor like I did, they all counted their ammo. Every shell or bullet meant something kind of game on their table. And I'm talking game as if an animal, squirrel, rabbits, pheasants, a deer, maybe a wild hog. We depended on that kind of stuff back in the 40s and 50s. It's not like today. It seems like Tug puts it out there, then Megan follows through with her end. Now, just to let you know, she also had threatened my daughter. Yeah. In other words, it's okay to go after people's family. And you know why she did that? Because I laughed at that thing that AI satire that Richard Luthman put out. Instead of saying something to Richard, she comes and she's picking on me. She even sent me an email. Now, I consider when somebody contacts you privately, there's a certain amount of harassment or threat there as well. I've never done that to her. Now, she had threatened to do the same thing to my daughter that had been done to her. How would I think about it? It's just what her words were. It's still up. She put it on her channel. When she wants to do something that's not necessarily great, she goes on Rumble. You know, we have a lot of people that act as cowards out there. And I got an idea that I'm up against a bunch of them there. Just because I feel like defending somebody to keep them from being overwhelmed. Now, the fact that I've stuck up for John and Michelle and their child should not be a reason for somebody to come out and make my life miserable. I have a right to believe and help the people that I want to help. It's not somebody else's decision, it's mine. I don't know what you guys think of that kind of crap. And if you put up with it when it comes your way, but I'm getting sick and tired of the shit. And I've made several complaints to YouTube. They would like me to give them emails, telephone numbers, all kinds of stuff before I can make an official complaint to have them to do a strike. The problem with that is these same people, they had the lawsuit that was against me in their hands before I had it, with my name on it and my email address. And they put it out there before I had it in my hands. Now it had, if you can imagine, it's kind of a surprise, isn't it? I wonder where they got that. I don't know where to go from here, quite frankly. Because in my mind, the things I did when I was a teenager, one was the military service. I put my time in for this country. I didn't try to tear it apart. I didn't tear any of the politicians apart. The president I held on the highest esteem. I put 3 years in, and I did it in another country. 2.5 or 2 years of it was in another country. And I did it for the right purposes. I was standing up for this country. I thought that my rights were ensured. But my rights are being violated on a regular basis by these yo-yos out there. And if something like this thing, is allowing it to happen, they can get away with these kind of things and calling people names, calling me out as a killer mentality is absolutely wrong, no matter what realm you say it in. Absolutely wrong. And that somehow this guy that thinks he's a consular, Tug, seems to think it gives him, his background gives him authority, I guess, to call that out on me. He's full of shit. Anyway, I thought I wanted to come on live just to give you how I feel about it. And I'm not going to sit around and call something. I'm going to call a spade a spade. He's an asshole. And Meg is following right in his footsteps. And I don't appreciate either one of them coming out there and trying to disparage me in any way. I have went out there and put myself in the firelight here, trying to help out a family that I thought was being picked on. Any of you that think John and Michelle deserve to be picked on to the point that they are, that's absolute the wrong thinking. All of us have a right to a certain amount of privacy and to live a life that we need, that we want, not something that somebody else puts before us and says, you have to do it this way. Our Constitution gives us a lot of rights. They would have us put into a little ball. And you know something, what really gets me? It's all for money, love of money. They wouldn't be out there raising Cain like this if it wasn't for their lining their pockets. Who in the hell rolls around on the floor and does exercises for breadsticks? You tell me. Have you ever heard of anything so damn stupid in your life? That's my opinion. Who backs up people that have a blown up doll behind them? You know what kind of a blow up doll I'm talking about, don't you? And spews all their hate stuff out there. Who does that? Who makes friends with people that wear costumes with a wet diaper on the outside? Furry people. Who does that? Who backs up people that are shot at cops, sell drugs on school grounds? Who does that? Let me ask you, who does that? They run from it when they find out, don't they? We're the bad guys. We're the guys that lead a normal life, just a common citizen. And we're being picked on. We're being picked on. I'm being called strange because of how I feel. I've kept my mouth shut through a lot of it, but I'm not going to keep my mouth shut anymore. Nope, not going to do it. They go on there and they try to, right now they're lacking commentary because the court stuff is slowed down. So they'll take my show and they'll just tear it apart and put it back together. They're picking on the people that are subs out here, the people that make up these shows, make them possible. All you guys out there. Why? Because they disagree with you and you're not allowed to make friends with somebody like me. And I'm not a friend. I'm not allowed to make friends with somebody like Michelle and John. You know something? I'm not above all these damn people out here. I'm me, common person. And there's nobody out there is going to tell me who I can be friends with, period. It's not going to happen. And the fact that I stepped out there and said something good about somebody, that's my business, my opinion. But when somebody comes out there and says something stupid about somebody like me, something's wrong with that person. And if they think that they can say something about me having a killer attitude or killer mentality, there's something wrong with them up here. Where do they get that at? Is there anybody out there that has seen or talked to me or come on my channel that believes I have that type of an attitude? Anybody? And if you do, why would you believe it? Is there something I need to change that makes me not look so dangerous? Because they consider me a threat. A threat. It's not the first time they've called me a threat. They come out a few months ago and said I was strange. And then they insinuated maybe strange in some funny ways, right? Well, that same analogy was given by Tug to people that he was going against when he was doing the Johnny Depp trial. Same thing. You don't believe me? Follow him on the Johnny Depp trial and see if he doesn't have the same verbiage out there. We got a guy out there that decided to pick on these people. And now he's picking on people that have surrounded this group that we happen to converse with. Okay? You all know who that is. And he's surrounded himself with people of like mind. And we're being hustled in and out and hustled verbally, any way you want to think. This is a guy that has went out there and virtually destroyed a memorial of death. Purposely hurt a family out there. Said they needed to choose their friends better. What do you think about that? Somebody would destroy a memorial because another person decided to make friends. Friends are the same people that I was trying to protect, Michelle and John. Because that they went down there, when they were building that fence, they weren't choosing the right kind of friends. That meets this one guy. He's running the town. Yeah. The same guy that attacked me is supplying stuff for this fake memorial. Yeah, same thing. How do you feel about that? And he accuses us of doing the things that he's doing, and we're not doing that. We're trying to do something good, and he's trying to do something opposite. Obviously, this is my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is for sure, but I sure to hell hope it's not bad. I've seen some people hurt so bad out there that they can't take the kind of scrutiny or the hate that's coming their way from this yo-yo and all those people that he's got surrounding now. And you know what the common thing is? Money. They all have a lot of subs and they're making a lot of money off this bullshit stuff, picking on other people, being a bully. But the one that created this whole thing, it's a two-edged sword. Money on one side, the other is to satisfy the hate that's in his soul, if he has a soul left. You know, I went through literally, or have been going through hell since July. Never thought I'd face that. Never thought it. And I've been holding back, been quiet, not said a whole lot. But I'll tell you something. This son of a bitch has pissed me off. I'm not making any threats. But I'll be damned if I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm not. I am pissed. And he's damn lucky I don't have that instinct that he's accusing me of. Damn lucky. I still have people coming to my place here. Yeah. You know, I'm not the one that threatened to go to knock on his door and make him run like a little baby crying across his yard. I didn't make a threat like that. No, not me. But I had a threat like that threatened against me over a year ago. Matter of fact, there was over a dozen of us that had that same threat, apparently. Never took root. This big brave SO. Yeah. You know what I seen the other day? You want to see something really? You went to the zoo the other day. Petting zoo. Go out there and look at it. I want you to listen to it. I want you to really listen to this damn thing. I want you to listen to the innuendos that he makes towards women, to anything around him, everything that comes out of his mouth. I want you to listen to it. You tell me if you would want your siblings to listen, be around it, or take part in that petting zoo when that gentleman is there. You tell me. I'm serious. Look at that thing. I know you don't like to listen to his stuff, but please listen to that show. I want you to listen And I want you to look with your eyes to everything that's being said there. And tell me what your understanding is of the way he's talking. The innuendos that are continuous, not just there. When he does a locker, when he takes a vibrator and puts it up to his mouth like this and tries to sing into it, takes one of those little things that go over the tits and licks it. You tell me, what is it? Is that right? You think that's right? How come every one of those things either has some kind of a toy that he likes to bring up and show, or it belongs to somebody on drugs with a big D? Yeah. You tell me. Why is it there's so much of it out there? Are you telling me that every one of those things has something to do with either one of those? I guess it's all new territory for me because people have changed since I grew up in this world. I've got a guy out there telling me all about how it changed. And they try to tell the world what I am, and I'm not what they're saying. And I'm supposed to just lay back and take it. Listen to a guy that says, oh, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? And these people talk about other people. They're fat. Big lips. They haven't looked in the mirror lately. The people that are working for them, what do they think? What do they say when they listen to that bullshit? Are they being whippy? What is wrong with this world? Because somebody's the boss, they can talk about people out there, and the employees just put up with it and roll over. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, you know what I mean. And then the other one says, I never thought, but you're right, you're right, you're right. I'm hoping one of these days the comeuppance will come. I did. Oh, well. I guess we're going to find out how many brave people are left in this world. I'll tell you one thing. I am going to do all the praying I can between now and when Michelle and John go to court up there in this last go round in Ohio. It's coming up real quick. I think it's next week, somewhere around the 23rd of January, I believe. I hope that this judge is able to look at all the information is provided and come up with a solution. I hate the fact, and John says, 7 days till Christmas. Believe me, all of you out there, I hope you get on the same track as I do and pray for this family. Pray for them. Please, let's get this thing over. Let's put this thing to bed forever. These people have run down this track too damn long. They're bad people. In my opinion, I can't think of anything I have with more disgust than these people that have decided to take this on. Now, one thing about it, I gave them a target, didn't I? Yes, I did. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of it. Plain talk. And if that makes me unchristian, I got news for you. You'd be completely wrong. Christians talk the way they have to talk to get the job done. You know, one time Jeremy brought out the fact that David had 5 stones. And he was talking about what are the others for. Is that a reference towards having a lot more ammunition for people that once he settled the score with Goliath, that other people were going to reach the same fate? Is that his way of saying that a threat by him is okay? Is that right? Because it's true. He did. He picked out 5 stones to take care of other relatives of Goliath. I guess if that's a threat, and they're calling my little thing a threat because I want to put food on my table back when I was in the 40s and 50s. Poor people have to eat, and they have to watch whatever they have because they don't have the money to buy a lot of shells. They don't have a collection of guns and shells. They just don't. They don't. They make it count, everything they got. And other people take it as a threat because they're feeding themselves. They're either lying or they're stupid, one of the two. Gee, that's funny. Let me see. We're talking about a counselor that married somebody he was counseling. You understand that, right? You see, it was juveniles that he counseled. You understand that too, right? And he married one of the people that he was taking care of. At least they call that a marriage, I guess. Of course, they're not married now, my understanding. Geez, I hope I didn't step into shit. Well, I'm done now, and I'm done with my rant. And if you guys want to say something in there, and I don't care if you tell me I'm all wet or I'm wrong or whatever, that's fine. You can do that. I'll accept that. It won't change me, but I'll accept it. So here we go. The matter of fact, it wasn't just him. So was on the homophobic slurs. Good old what's his name? Radass. That son of a bitch did it too, and I turned it in, and YouTube didn't want to do anything about it. The local police says it's a civil matter. I know you guys think that I don't pursue things, but I usually don't go out and advertise it because to advertise it is to forewarn them. I've got quite a few complaints in right now. None of them have got past the bots. You see, I'm not a lawyer. And so I don't know what terms to use to get their attention. Don't know it. And there hasn't been enough of us to go forward either. And the thing of it is, they go right into your personal stuff. They get your phone, your address, emails, and then guess what's happened? You get doxxed. You'll get something like what happened to you that happened to Bruce. He received threats by his 14-year-old daughter, on him and his wife, and they called his wife's work. Yeah. Gee whiz, they did that to a young lady called Leslie. They went after the husband, Leslie, her parents, and then finally threatened her children. We're talking about a group of people that go after every personal thing that you have about you, your families. They'll go after your money if they can. They will go after anything that they can call up and leave a message. In my opinion, but so far it's happened, and I'm not pulling any strings on it. I'm just wondering why they haven't been brought to justice. Why isn't there more people out there standing up and saying, "Hey, I've had it. There's enough of this stuff." Why not? And why do we have so many people say, "Oh, you got to be good. You can't do that. That's not Christian." Gee whiz, when I read the Bible, I don't know which time, but multiple times, a lot of people had to stand up for themselves. Could I remind you of a verse, 23rd Psalms? Yea, though I walk through the valley of evil, I fear no death. I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Let's see, my staff. Would that be something I pull things back for safety, pull them out of a mud, pull them up a ravine? My rod, what's that? That's to protect yourself and your flock. Right. So if the Lord has provided the tools for us to protect ourselves and those around us, why is it wrong for me to want to protect myself? Why is it wrong for us not to be able to protect ourselves? You tell me. Yeah. They can use verses for all kinds of stuff in there. And they can try to shame you into telling you you're not Christian. Christians will tell you you're not Christian because you're acting back. You didn't turn your other cheek. There's times where you can't. The Lord didn't dissolve and tear up Sodom and Gomorrah for no reason. He had more than one reason. And at least he let some of the good people out of there before he did it. Give them warning, fair warning. I think we're about to get into something like that right now. There's no doubt in my mind that the second coming of Christ is going to wipe a lot of this earth clean. I don't doubt it at all. I'm not a preacher. I can't predict the future. I just hope that people that claim to be Christian really are Christian. Okay, let me look and see if I've upset the chat enough, because I really haven't been watching it much. Two Lisa's, Bruce's wife, employer, Robbie's wife, employer, Gabe's business, Leslie's employer. It goes on and on. There you go. You know, we got one channel out there for sure. Well, it's not the only channel. I exaggerated there, but it is the channel that has brought proof to the table, showed it on the videos, and people said, well, that's fake. How did you get that? And then the next one comes along and says, well, I didn't see it. Show it to me. And then the next one does the same thing. And the next one says, well, I didn't see anything. I don't believe you. It's all fake. They accused me of having fake when I showed them the reports from the officers there in Levy County on what was going on there, and where they thought that the guy that was turning in Michelle and John were aggravating the situation. And then they went on there and they attacked the deputies, the sheriff's department. You know what? Some of you thought, boy, the audacity of this guy going after the legal aspects in this deputy. I want you to think about something. There's a guy named DeWitt, Jeremy DeWitt. Any of you know him? Hold your hand up. He's the famous cop impersonator down here in Florida. Guess who kept him out of jail for a lot of times? Minimized his sentence. You guessed it, Mr. Shockett. So he had another Jeremy that come before this Jeremy. Guess what he did? Lots of paperwork. Kept it in the court. He kept this guy out of jail a lot. This guy went on, this Jeremy DeWitt has been doing this for over 10 years. Over 10 years. He has made people miserable out there in the legal profession. See, we thought that this guy had never done something like that before. Where did he get his experience, right? Because he just plays with insurance. Well, see, I got surprised because you know what I did? I used AI. I said, who does this? Okay. Surprised me when Shaka's name come up. All you got to do is go in there for the things that they do. I'm surprised at how quickly things like that come up, but it does. It's out there for you. Don't be afraid to use it. Now, I will warn you this. Don't use it and say what was in there until you copy the paperwork. Make sure you have the correct paperwork. Guess what AI does? They lie to you. AI will use something that comes the closest to your request. It isn't always what you ask for. So be careful. And same way when you're trying to use it for legal process for courts. The same thing happens. Just be cautious as you do it. All right. Just a word of warning. Marla said, that's what keeps happening in Lisa's chats. She presents the proof and people come along over and over again with the same question. That's correct. And most of those people that are asking that question, in my mind, already know the answer. They're doing it to aggravate the situation. They're doing it. It's a polymop of our chat. That's what it is. Okay. They want to cover everything up by asking so many questions you can't answer them. We put up with it. Say, go ahead. Come in my chat. Welcome. Well, I'm tired of the bullshit. They come in my chat and start raising Cain and start being stupid. They're gonna be banned. I'm not gonna put up with them, and I don't as it is. Debbie says, Heavenly Father, please stop all this ugliness. Father, we need you. Stop the person that is bringing all this to hate to these people. Father, in Jesus, I pray, amen. I'm with you, Debbie, 100%. I do hope that that happens. I used to pray for these people that were bringing it to us, that were causing us all this heartache. But I got an idea that it can't get past the devil. That's just an opinion, but I'm having problems getting the word across. All right. Oh, let's see. AI still needs a human eye to confirm its findings and validity. That's correct. Be very careful with AI when you're doing your investigations. I found some things on there that I couldn't hardly believe, but I thought, well, maybe it's so. So I went back and redid it from a different way of looking at it, okay? And I found out what I think is the real truth about it. So I would have been so wrong if I'd have put it in print. Luckily, cross my fingers, I won't go out there and make a fool of myself with some of them things out there. AI is very quick when it comes to investigating. And sometimes I think it's a little too quick. Okay. Jeremy, oh, you talk about DeWitt. He didn't spend that whole 7 years, I don't believe, in jail. He might be in jail right now, but it's only been, he went to court, I believe, again in 25. So I'm not sure if that resulted in more jail time or not. Julie says, yep, Ray. And how much money did Shockett make off that case? Well, Linda, I didn't look that far. And one thing about it, it's a little hard to go into it. It's not like he was running a YouTube thing back then where we could check on it off from the stats. But if you spend enough time, and that guy, DeWitt, was making enough money, so he could afford the lawyer. Believe me, it was not free gratis. And if you listen to that guy, he kind of reminds you of somebody. Okay, his name is Jeremy DeWitt. He's famous for mocking police officers. He got one fired. A sergeant had 20 years of a good record. He got fired, all because of DeWitt. Nikki says it's a great tool, helps me at work all the time. It is a great tool. I wouldn't recommend it as for somebody that doesn't play with it from time to time, because like I say, it tells lies. And I'm talking about AI, obviously. Maz and Lisa's chat are very protective of her because of all the trolls. Yes, and it's a good thing, because anybody that's out there in the firelight, especially in Lisa's case, because this guy is obsessed with her, hardcore obsessed. And when it turns from one way to another, there becomes a threshold of danger in there. And anytime we can, that we can help her out and protect her, I'd say step up to the plate. And don't fall for these silly little infights and things like that. Try to get past some of the things and realize the goals that we set for ourselves. Rather than don't get butt hurt and let everything fall apart. It's not worth it. It just isn't. We'll see. Maz and Lisa's chat, and then Kim says, are you subscribed to the channel? Sometimes she has it on subs only. Let me explain something to you guys. Being a sub, all you got to do is hit the button and you're a sub, okay? To have a membership class, you have to pay. But let me tell you something. uh, to have a membership class, you have to hold a membership at least once a month, so you don't lose it from the channel. Okay, so everybody that's out there, usually once they go to membership, they have to have at least one a month where they're holding it for members only, but they can release it later. So they can run it back and forth in there all they want. So keep that in mind. It's the people that are running the channels aren't there to get rich off membership. I mean, the channels that I follow. Okay. Let's see. Two lease is very true, Kim. Queen of my house, two lease in a pod. I'm shadow banned, I think. I still comment on your lives. Yeah. Sometimes people ask questions that they know the answer to or should. And so it screws the chat up sometimes. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody in specific, but I've seen it over and over on different channels. There are people that ask questions just to be noticed as well. Others want to pretend like they don't know the answer. And my advice is try to help the people that run these videos that spend so much time, hard time putting out information to us and entertainment for us. Probably try to think, if you were in their shoes, the question you ask, does it range close on what I'm saying? Are you trying to be noticed? And why do you ask the same question multiple ways? Ask it once, think about it before you ask it, before you burden somebody out there with trying to come up with an answer when they're trying to give you the story in the first place. So let's see. King Paco, how are you, Ray? How are you, everyone? I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Well, I'm ranting out here today, King Paco. I'm upset with those yo-yos that keep attacking. And I had it with them. To me, the things that they're trying to call out on me, something in their mind is wrong for them to think that about me. Okay? For them to think in that venue, there has to be a flaw in them, their mental capacity. There's something going on there. I don't know what it is. But I assure you, I'm not one of those people that has this killer instinct or killer mentality. I'm not that person. Something wrong with people that try to tell them that I am. Tell people that I'm strange. I am not. If you're blocked on a channel and try to comment, it should tell you you're blocked. If you make a comment, okay, on a channel, and I'm talking about, blog something, all you got to do is pop out of the channel as a member or a sub, come back in, and if you can't find what you just said, then you were blocked. Easy way. That's the easy way. Other than that, a day or two later, if there's no little things on there saying that somebody approved of what you said, you can consider yourself, you probably were blocked. Okay? That's the easiest way to tell. If anyone else is dying to know his financials, that Jeremy financials, I could care less what Jeremy's financials are, the DeWitt. You're talking about a guy that he has a problem. And as far as the one that we have problems with here, the other Jeremy, it don't matter what he's making. He's making a lot more than I ever did. And I've never had a propensity to worry about finances. I grew up poor, so anytime I had a dollar bill in my pocket, I had more than I started with. So I'm happy enough in the station that I am. Everybody else's, that's who cares? Tanya, Two Leads in a Pot, awesome show last night. I didn't get to see everything you had, Lisa, but I went back this morning and seen a portion of it. So I'll finish the rest of it today. Your answer, wise old man's homies. Okay. Thank you, Marla. Lucinda says, if you were blocked from Lisa's channel early on, the mods was way more apt to block than they are now. They know everyone has questions, and if it gets out of hand, you will get blocked. Shara. People get upset when Lisa doesn't answer the question. I can see myself how fast that chat moves. No one can read that fast. Part of it is when you're busy talking, you don't see everything in the chat. Okay. You go back later and you try to find it and look at it, but you're going to miss everything that's in there. You almost have to have somebody watching it for you and raising the flag. Tanya says, Marla, yes, they sure are. It's refreshing to see our Mr. Ray calling them out more. Dan Foyle says, I think you get an email from YouTube if you're blocked. Now, I've been blocked before, and I've never gotten an email. So it might be if there's a complaint against you that you've done something wrong. You might get one. It's not a strike, but it's almost as bad. Gertie, Jerry DeMint also used stolen valor. He sure did, didn't he? He is a jerk, and the very word jerk was invented for him. Let's see. Linda says Ray's more of a man than 99% of those bozos. Yeah. Well, the ones in charge of them all had his nuts cut, so that was his choice. Let's see. YouTube will not email you. They will never been while since I was blocked. Okay. I have missed a lot of Lisa and Robbie's lives because of my situation. I can't wait to get back on my schedule. I hope everything gets well for you, Cindy. I know you've went through some rough times, and believe me, the Lord will help you out. Sometimes it takes a while. Let's see. Fly in Sky, I see you're on here. They are evil and don't like people that have a shining light. I'm inclined to agree with you, Fly in the Sky. My opinion seems to shadow yours. Let's see. Tammy does a great job in Two Leaves. I have to agree with you, Gertie. Love Tammy. Yes, Marla, I love her too. Queen of Hearts, I can assure you, Ray, people with money absolutely hate anyone knowing or looking into their accounts. Hate is big time. It would blow your mind for someone to be disclosing his assets. I suppose, I guess money, when I was young, I was taught that I was taught how to earn it. It's a big thing. If I wanted something, I had to go out and earn it. And I was really taught not to worry about what somebody else has. And also, do you want it or do you need it? If it's a want, you can do without it and you can save up for it. Take care of your needs and everything else will take care of itself in time. So my grandmother was a wise person, and a lot of the things I come up with came from her and my aunt and my other grandma. I had some great people behind me. I'm glad they were there. Let's see what else we got. Sequoia says, difficult to talk in the chat and pay attention to what the panel is saying and understand everything that's going on. I agree with you, Sequoia. Absolutely agree with you. Let's see. John says, Lisa, when you're on Nine Chins, can you stop sending me the answers by mistake? Oh, Lord. Sequoia, YouTube does not notify you if you have been blocked from a chat or comments by moderators and channel owners. Yeah, I don't think they do that. I don't know if they do. If you make a complaint against somebody, they might notify them. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know exactly how all that works. I've never dove into it to see. Someone said Tammy J is Ed McMahon to Lisa's Johnny Carson, and that fits so well. That sounds logical. Lisa's in the channel. You can ask her. Then Ms. Laurie says, I love that analogy. Dan says, if Germ claims he's losing millions and millions of dollars, he has to prove it. Am I right? He will have to prove it in the court of law. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you the truth. I'm so surprised by different things that happen in courts. Uh, Obviously, I don't have that much experience in even being around the court system, and I'm absolutely not a lawyer. I don't have Esquire behind my name. Uh, I even the simplest law is tough for me. I have to look at what somebody else did just so that I can even understand a little bit of it. I'm still like trying to learn what all I'm in for on this ride I'm in right now. Believe me, I'm doing everything I can to play catch up. Uh, it's important uh, anytime you go into a court of law. Yeah, Lisa says yes, he does have to prove it. So a little bit says if acted like Germ, my mama would have whooped my ass. We know he's acted this way all his life. I would say maybe he got whipped for what he did, and that's why he's like he is now. That's an opinion. But I'll bet they turned his butt to leather before he got out of the house. Let's see. Tully says, doubt if it will get that far. I don't know how far it's going to go with this court stuff, but you can tell I'm not very happy with the people themselves. And the court system isn't going to make these people go away. This harassment is going to keep on going until there's no money left to be made. Wait, the public records on that one. Thanks for answering, Dan Foyle. Agreed. His mama she don't deal with him. Yeah. You know what gets me? They act like they're so worried about children and doggone it. What happened to his life that he was doing? I mean, when I go back and look at that paperwork, it would make you cry. Honest, I'm telling you, my opinion is this: the things that happen, uh, you know, they're talking about PTSD. Wow, I don't know. There's no words to express it. There just isn't. Just isn't. Let's see. What else we got here? Spoiled brat. That's a good name for it. They should have dismissed y'all's case as fast as they did the Attorney General's case. I'm not sure, but I think that judge may have got his tit in the ringer. And that's only an opinion. I don't know enough about this guy other than that he was pretty straight-laced and he was an achiever. A achiever, not a cheater. Okay, don't get me wrong. This guy was intelligent, has a good record behind him from what I could see. But I think he was naive coming into this thing. I think he thought it was a simple neighbor dispute. Is there anybody here that thinks this thing is a simple neighbor dispute today? Because if it is, how could it get to a federal case like it did if it was simple? This thing was propagated with a guess. You talk about a family that was accused of putting signs up, derogatory signs of the worst kind. The people that found them didn't take pictures. They picked them up, they got their fingerprints all over it. They didn't call the sheriff's department. Oh, wait a minute. It was a future mayor. No. It was the mayor handed the signs over to an assistant mayor who became the next mayor of that little town. Let's see. One of the signs was by a street light. They said it was dark out there or something, but it was by a street light, they said. Oh, wait a minute. Is there really a street light there? Was it really dark out there? Was it really Sunday? Why didn't the sheriff's department get called? Oh, wait a minute. More than one person? I understand more than one person made the signs. What is the real story here? Some of the story changed. Well, wait a minute. No, it didn't. Yeah, it did. Well, let's see. There's probably multiple stories about it before we're all through here, isn't there? Yeah. Strange. Very strange. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It is strange. I guess there's a lot of questions, but a case was made out of it. And they act as if John and Michelle have already been convicted of that. You see, in some people's mind, you're guilty, regardless of what court system you go to. And the questions surrounding it don't count. The person that said that they did it, well, he knows what he's talking about, doesn't he? Oh, wait a minute. Now, he's had other cases where he expounded a little bit. This is a guy who don't lie, right? Well, wait a minute. Does he tell fishermen lies? No, that guy don't lie. But wait a minute. If you listen to him, do you hear some lies in there once in a while? Wow, exaggerations. Just opinion, just throwing it out to you. Yeah, this whole case came around these signs. Gee whiz, he didn't lie to that cop when he told him he didn't know why he received that email from Michelle when they were doing a deposition. That wasn't a lie, was it? Well, wait a minute. You seen it on film. Remember he laughed? No, I don't know. It's crazy. You remember that? Oh yeah, that was right. That Lisa put that on her channel, didn't she? She married it up to the one where where the mayor, or not the mayor, but Shaka had it on film, didn't he? Who put that out? Was that Jeremy? And then he lied to that cop. And then, of course, the people come in there and said, "Oh, that didn't happen." They tell Lisa all the time, "That didn't happen." She's got the proof. She got the film. Jeremy put them out there. Hey, you can't make this up. Remember, he says that all the time. You can't make this up. It is right. He can't. Okay. Yep, I'm laughing about something. It's not funny. Yeah, it says she had already been fired from the post office by then. Okay. Strictly, and she was terminated for it, and her testimony should be trusted. There we go. Signs that went from blue ink to more in red ink to even more in black ink. Oh, let's see. Gertie says birds of a feather flock together. They sure do. Miss Lori, it ticks me off that John and Michelle have not been able to voice their defense yet. Disgusting legal system. Let's hope next week that is put to rest. Let's hope. The Grangers do not need to be deposed because in their own video, they debunked their own affidavits in the court. Yeah. Guess what? They'll have to, I guess they're going to have to operate separately, my understanding. Anybody else hear that? I heard it. Let's see what else we got here. So Lisa will be the 23rd be postponed because of the bankruptcy case, in your opinion? I don't know. Courts can do a lot of different things. One thing about it, we can't read their minds, that's for sure. Miss Lori, yes, me too. That's the part that I have the most with, that it keeps happening over and over again. Well, remember what I told you about DeWitt, Jeremy DeWitt, and how Palomop was used way before it was used in the civil case against Michelle. DeWitt is proof of that by the same lawyer. Tricky says they said that they know John didn't make the signs. That's really what they've said. They're likely getting divorced. I think I understand that, Marla. They're trying to have separate videos, and they're not saying too much on there. I don't know what happened, but he did put one out that makes me suspicious of why something like that would happen. He seems like everything has to be in its place, and he might be a little tight with the bucks. Everything has to have the exact reason, his reason. Some women don't like to be told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So I don't know. I'm just going by the videos I looked at, and it's only a guess, and only my opinion. Okay. Uh, Bonita, I'm glad to see you here. Sorry I didn't see you when you came in to say hi. I hope you have a good day too. Milltown, David, Super Dave. They have a reason to be dishonest. Yeah. Yep. Dave, you had a good video out the other day. I appreciate you putting out there something for us to look at, and we can kind of relax when we come in there. Keep it up. Jay's claim John and Michelle made the signs for Ohio, but changed it to not John for his videos in court here. So case against John doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. You know that these people believe if they tell a story long enough, that it becomes the truth. And if they pass it from one person to the other enough, it becomes the truth. Because by the time it makes a circle, to them, it makes sense. They've heard it so many times. Luckily, the good Lord gave me a brain that I can think with. I'm not as senile as what they claim I am. It hasn't set in to that extent yet. All of us, we go to our prime, and then from prime, we start either flatlining out or a steady downhill trend. I don't know if I can get downhill far enough to reach their level. That's my opinion. And that's how I feel, honestly, how I feel. These people can't be dealing with a full deck. And for them to harass me about my mentality is 100% wrong. I don't know why they think somebody counting shells and replying they only need one weapon is a threat. The training I went through has made me anything but a threat. You see, if you know enough about weapons, you know the destruction they can do, and you're not going to use them in that manner if possible. In the military, they're teaching you to defend our country, our Constitution, the people that are here. When you get out, you're not allowed to do things like that anymore. You don't carry usually that type of a weapon anymore. But you are allowed to go out and hunt for meat for your table. I grew up with that mentality, and I returned to it when I got out of the military. What I did come out with as well was I don't like wars of any kind. I wish there was a better way to say to get rid of our differences other than doing something like that. It is sick to take other lives, but it's sicker to claim that somebody else would do it without knowing that person. I don't feel sorry for those people. I used to, but I don't anymore. What they are is what they are. I can't change them. They don't like me. I don't like them. I will never be their friend. And I don't care if they ever are my friend. It won't do them any good to knock on my door. They would be here for no good. Period. I'm done with them. Let's see. It says here, Lisa says, I don't think that the Ohio judge even knew that Michelle has an existing protection order on Jeremy at the time that he filed, and that he was in fear for his life from her. Paulette, it just started to snow here in north central Missouri. Wow. I've got a lot of black clouds out here. I'm in Iowa, and north and south of me both. I'm just kind of in an open area right now. In my opinion, what I know about Brett, he cheated on his ex-wife, and he sleeps with women when Teresa's out of town. So excuse me for laughing. We're talking about some people that think they're saints, and they used to give their little religious sayings on their chats all the time, and here they are. They accuse that group accuses me of not being Christian, and yet they don't play the Christian part. There's a times where people aren't meant for each other. So I'm not saying they have to stay together to be Christian. It's just that if they're going to put themselves out as being such great people, and then they don't act like it later, why did they even bother acting that way? I think they're just common people like anybody else. I really do. The fact that they can't get along, they're better off apart. And that's just my opinion. I certainly wouldn't want to wish anybody to be together with somebody they can't get along. It's not good for either one of them. So if they're better off with somebody else, more power to them. I hope they back off a little bit from being such do-gooders, saying all the things that they think are so great when they're throwing rocks and they live in a glass house. So they need to back off a little bit and just be themselves. They're just people like everybody else. And they need to behave that way. Let's see. Fly in the sky. Wowzer. John Cook. The wind of life. Yuck. Let's see. Paul, it says rain first and now snow. Yeah, we are getting snow now, Cat Lady says. Saying for the next 4 to 5 days. Oh, man. I personally think Jeremy is playing out his divorce in the RO and using Michelle and John because he can't talk about it any other way. Very possible. I know that the history of a person plays out somewhere in their future, and because it affects it, and it could very well be part of it. We know the things that he did before he was divorced. I don't have it, but there are some people that have the proof. Jeremy is divorced, has been since 2015. By the way, I seen all the divorce papers. I seen the consular's paperwork on the children, and it mentions bruises, PTSD, and the part that he agreed not to contact them until they're adults. So there goes that perfection everybody was thinking is there. Ms. Reedy says, I agree with you. I don't think the Ohio judge knows the details of Michelle's Florida orders. You know what's strange? Let's think about this a little bit. And this is only in my mind that I'm saying it's strange, okay? But, Michelle did have a protection order. And the judge had to step down or was taken off his pedestal. And they had a new judge, Miller County, took over. And right up till the moment that before the judge comes in, Michelle was under the impression that they were going to do this protection order yet. in her mind. And Shockett somehow talked to the lawyer. They went out of the room, come back, and Michelle's lawyer talked her into dismissing the case. And they dismissed the case without any protection from the paperwork or the rebound from her doing that. And right after she dismissed the case, she was sued. Does that sound strange? In what part don't I understand? I guess I'm kind of wondering about it. I don't know what transpired there, but it's very strange why a lawyer would take a client and say, just drop it, we'll handle it later, without protecting the client from getting sued. What kind of a lawyer does that? I don't know. It's just a question. I want to make sure that don't happen to me. But I've wondered from that day why it would happen. We have about 8 to 10 inches here with ice under it. It had to cancel my appointment. Wow. Where was that at? Oh, let's see. John wonders if Shockett would be one of the Granger's divorce. I don't know if they'll be able to afford him. Maybe he'd get his buddy Grove to handle Brett's divorce. We have 8 to 10 inches of snow. Oh, that was fly in the sky. Let's see. Ruth says, wow, never thought I'd hear that about the Grangers. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do something like that either. Miss Lawyer says, on the positive side, they are showing people of what not to be in their Christian walk, and that not to be as people as a whole. Just be better in love. Yeah. Grove handled shockers. Let's see. One of the Madam Mayor's adventures. If it were me, this to Lisa, if it were me personally, I'd motion to disqualify him for that, but I'm not a lawyer. What do I know? Lisa, those people out there are trying to tell you all about what you know. I guess they know what you know, or don't know what you know, or you don't know what they think you know, or whatever it is. The no is not there. And I'm joking with you, Lisa. Not I'm just telling you how they act. It's so crazy. Blondie says, I wish I could write a book on my divorce and the effects of my kid's father on them. It's a long, sad road. Bobbick says, Ray, I'm listening, but running around doing stuff, so not in the chat. Okay, Bobbick, it's okay. Lisa says, yes, divorce can be truly heartbreaking, mostly when kids are involved. It really is a shame what happens to the children when there's a divorce. Although there are others that have handled it fine, and kids have come out okay. I think it depends on the parents themselves, what kind of parents they were even before the divorce. Yeah, Lisa, that's what I was trying to say. Oh, heck. I had to get something to joke around or laugh at. I've been upset with these yo-yos for a while, and I've kept my mouth shut just to let things die, and it's not going to die out. It just isn't. And these people, in my opinion, they're not good at all. It's more than money. It's got to the point, and it's different than hate. It's something else. You can't put a word on it. I've traced that DJ Radis through different things, including over there where he lives. And I've chased the name down, his real name. And one of the biggest Satanists in the United States lives in Texas and has his last name. And one of the biggest ones in Australia also has his last name. I'm not going to repeat it on here, by the way, but when I first looked into that, I thought, and the drawings that guy does, I've seen in drawings of people that delve into the deep. And I'm thinking there has to be, in my mind, some sort of a mental connection of some kind, I would think, but I just don't know. People that act that way, and it's not something that just happened in our century, it's been happening for a lot of centuries. Uh, for me, just to look at him is enough to upset a person's stomach because he just looks, like rotten something, very unsettling at the very least. Then remember, he wrote a song about the angel of death coming to take that child away from John and Michelle, and took it down, but it exists out there. Anybody that could write something like that, it shows there's absolutely something unhinged in there. Who would do that and sing a song like that about a child or a parent, unless there was something up here going? And the people that pat him on the back and are around him. And this guy writes this fake diary about Michelle on a regular basis. People wonder what is wrong with a group that holds somebody like that up like he's something. And he goes after so many people. I'm just amazed. And he's still threatening from Australia on a regular basis of people here in the United States. Oh, let's see. Brett must have a couple of channels, John. I did see his other channel. Oh, heck. Well, apparently, with the reputation he has, it hasn't changed outside of the marriage. It was the same in the marriage as it is outside. Oh, heck. That was a joke by John, by the way. Hi, all. I'm sorry I missed a lot of videos dealing with too much crap, including my accelerated heart rate because of the stress. Feeling alone isn't helping. Edie, one of the downfalls I had during the stress I went through with my wife here was accelerated heart rate. But I take medicine for it, but I forgot to take it for quite a while. It's kind of straightening out now. I'm a lot better than I was, but they can slow your heart rate down with different medications. So if it gets up there and your heart rate and your blood pressure up there, better head for the doctor, Edie, or some sort of a hospital or something. Don't let it go. I let mine go when I was in my 60s and ended up with a stroke, so don't do that. Tuli says that's because he thinks he can't be touched. He is very wrong about that. The DJ is bottom barrel stuff as far as I'm concerned. And he'll be attacking me now, too, because of this going on today. He thinks he's something. Marla says set deadlines, reorder deadline of effective service on defendant Luthman. Where is Rich today? He hasn't been served yet, has he? Anybody in there know? I mean, was that what the 144 deadline to effect service on defendant Luthman by 1/4? It's long past. I don't understand the whole thing, why they haven't been able to serve him. There's something screwball there because he's been easy to find and reach. Something is wrong with that scenario. Valotho needs to get on the stick. Actually, he needs to get off the stick. He's, this thing has went on forever. Leopard never changes spots. Apply as necessary. Dave said Jim fears his life from the old women married like she's an MMA fighter. He also was scared to death, fear of his life over this gravy lady. I think he fears his life over any person 75 to 80. Does that mean he's not afraid of me because I'm over 80? Oh, let's see. Let's see. I think he may do something by March due to a list that comes out. Yeah, I remember. I haven't forgotten my meds. A heart evolution ready. Okay, Edie. Leslie put out a very strong message, and I haven't seen a negative post by him since. So deadline passed and not served, right? It's from Scampy. Not that I know of, Ray. Nothing to fear from an idiot that wears a Where's Waldo outfit. Well, he's in another country right now. I'm not too worried, but he, before he left, he tried to threaten me. This is a guy that was scared. He'd made remarks against Thomas Collins, and Thomas happened to come out at the meeting and walked over towards him, and he was flashing a flashing light in his eyes. And somebody had called Thomas out. Thomas turned his head, and that guy ran like the dickens, jumped in his car, hit the floor, and man, he was running. This is that big, brave DJ Radis. And then later he says, well, I'm not afraid of him. Yeah, he's brave, all right. He knows what he's doing, right? These brave people. By the way, I did notice the other day, Jeremy improved just a little bit with the nunchucks. And the reason I'm saying that is the first time that I seen him use them, and he was flipping them around, he was going like this, okay? He was able to flip them back and forth like this. He finally learned that he didn't have to stick his head out of the way. All he had to do is control the nunchucks. And they teach that if he takes the right classes. They'll show him how to use that without getting hit. Jeremy, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to take my suggestion, but it's an observation. The first time I seen you do it not too long ago, you were trying to duck them. Don't try to hit yourself, okay? Don't try not to hit yourself. Try to control the nunchucks. You'll be okay. Then you can flip them around like this, okay? There's an art to that. Just telling you. You don't have to pretend. Rich has been showing the court what a circus this whole thing is. Yep. Jezebel's brown bikini. Wow, that's a long name. Brett Granger is still in Tennessee at the cabin doing home do-it-yourself videos. Teresa is in Ohio with her sister. That's what I seen. I did see his new channel, by the way, Marla. Let's see. Murdoch, even your little title. I don't know exactly what Murdoch means. Even your title, ISHIPP. I don't know what the heck it is. Hypocritical. Huh. He's scared and jealous of Leslie. He'll be hating Michelle's popularity. And obviously, it's not Martha George Clean. Linda, that list is pretty long with all the motions he has not acted on, and I was in error when I thought back in September that he should have acted due to the list. Scampy Girl. Coney Sue. Somehow I missed you coming on there, Coney Sue. Sorry. Welcome aboard. He was scared of his own shadow. He booked it. Well, his visa was running out. I was hoping, when he left, it was about that time that the ICE was picking up people as they were booking out of the country, the ones they really wanted, the top list. And I was hoping he was on it, but he wasn't, apparently, because he got out of the country. Oh, heck. Tanya, the other day I fixed the liver and it was good. It's Queen of my house. It's true. Put some money with that, and he's a total hater. I have been saying since the start, he is a nobody, a tiny little boy with a massive head. And Queen of my house says, I can't stand the way Martha kowtowers to him. Makes me sick. She is not an independent woman at all. Murdoch, I'm going to tell you something. You're calling me a hypocrite. Go to hell. Just go to hell. Coney, she says, Ray, I've been listening. Okay. I missed you when you came in there. I'm sorry. Queen of my house, I saw one day on a stream, she was whining about not being able to afford a certain shoe. Cadillac says, you are a dork. She talked about Murdoch, not me. So leave Murdoch. Murdoch's been removed. She's gone. Uncle Mike, to have all blessed day. Good to see your spirits are up, Ray. You're a great man with lots of knowledge. I wish I had enough knowledge to avoid this whole darn thing. I'm disappointed in those people that are on the attack all the time, trying to stop any good that's going on. There's something wrong with people like that as far as I'm concerned. How are you, Ray? How is everyone doing there? I just came back to say hi. How are you? That's King Paco. Not too bad. I'm done with my big rants that I was doing. Now I'm just kind of sitting back, reading the chat, seeing how things are going, letting everybody in here rant if they want to, say a few words. They're good. Listen, after all this, they're going to be after my channel. They're going to be after me. They're going to do whatever they can to sink this ship. So it might be the last time you see me on here. I don't know. Yeah, Murdoch is one of those people that lead a sad, lonely life that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Yeah, well, Murdoch is a dark dog. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, man. It is getting to be lunchtime here. You guys out in the East Coast, you're way past lunch. Queen of the house says, I think we should embrace our faults. We can be hypocrites. We can all be nasty if we choose. That's the problem. Those who say that they are not this or that are fooling themselves. Well, it seems like every one of the traits that are out there, one of us, or let's say, most of us display those traits from time to time. And hopefully we recognize them and curtail them, at the right time so that people don't hate us. Go get you a good warm meal. Yeah, I'm going to, Nikki. I filled my refrigerator up the other day, so it's got plenty in there. When I posted vindictive, I was referring to Germ. In case you thought I meant you, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't think that, Kathy. I would. Matter of fact, I don't think I seen it. You did nothing wrong, Ray. Tammy said, Tammy J, how you doing? Hi, Ray. Thank you. Hi, you, Tammy. Way more social than Lisa. Who's that? We should try hard to limit our nasty side. Didn't do me any good to try to limit nasty side. All it did was open me up to nothing but speculation out there. And they displayed me in the worst possible way and tried to destroy my integrity and my thinking process. They try to think that I'm as they say it, my mentality of a killer is what they said. And they were 100% wrong as far as I'm concerned. And I don't accuse them of that kind of crap. And they come in and try to do that to me. Screw them. Let's see. Tammy, they're trying to tell you to go to bed. Didn't you get enough sleep last night? Oh, heck. Oh, my. Tanya says, Queen of my house, yes, we have flaws, but when we use our freedom to go after others, it's more than a personal flaw. Yeah, it could be. Tammy, she was just wishing you some good times. She wants you to go to bed so you get some rest. That's all. That way you'll have a lot of bite when you get on her channel. You can get mouthy on there. Oh, heck. Yep. It's a good thing that you're on there, Tammy. You can help Lisa fight back from time to time. Oh, Tammy says, you're bossy, huh? Okay. That's okay. Your boss is Lisa. That'd be fine. That way, Gabe will probably thank you for that. Tori wannabe. Tori's tough. I wouldn't want to argue with any of you on there. I just want to survive this ordeal. Let's see, Tanya. I have done it out of anger. Not cool, but I have. I try to use humor mostly to deflect. Understand, Queen of my house. Pterodactyl, she is. Cat lady, I have to go back to work and we'll listen as I drive. See everyone tonight on Get Swamped. Ruth, hello, Lisa. I didn't say hello. Tammy says, how are you today, Ray? I was a little edgy this morning. At Tug and his bitch of the day seem to have a lot to say about me. They think I'm a mental killer of some kind. They don't make no bones about it. What do you think about that? Let's see. Miss Lay says, we all a bunch of huggable, lovable weirdos and love it. You all my people out there. Thank you, Lori. That puts you on the A list for sure on the opposition. Gotta go, trying to downsize. That's Linda. Let's see, Ruth says, their minds are warped, Ray. They certainly are. Yep. Linda says, take care, Ray. Thank you, Linda. Timothy, how are you doing today? Everybody will survive this, Ray. Justice is coming and karma's a bitch. As you can tell, I'm not happy with those people. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to enjoy myself because I am going to get rid of this winter blues up here. And I'm coming down there to bug some of you people in Florida. And if somebody's on the way down, I just might bug them too. Let's see here. Tammy J. Yes, Tanya Couchman says Tammy J. 1969. Okay, Ed McMahon Jr. You were ignoring me? That's a question. Uh-oh. Tammy says, sorry, I'm still sleepy. See, that's why Lisa told you to go to bed, I think, Tammy. This has been the most delightful live stream. Thank you, Ellen. The chat is moving too fast. Oh, heck. Aussie, morning. Did I miss you on there before, Aussie? Tina? Debbie, hi, Ray. Everyone back. Sorry, computer so-called did its upgrades while I was watching. Okay. Mine does that every once in a while, too. Let's see. Tammy says Lisa needs to shut up. Oh, she's right behind you. I think I went to bed before everyone last night. Were you sleep talking last night, Lisa? I haven't reached the end of your thing yet. I've been on there looking at it, but I haven't finished it from last night. Oh, let's see here. Felicia Felcaw, you have a heart of gold, even in criticism or hurt you weigh and measure your words. They don't know the definition of honesty and goodness. Truly sad. Yeah, those people are something else over there. Tammy said she left right after Lisa. Aussie said she came on, woke up and letting dogs out. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Miss Lori, wish I was in line with the Southern trip, Ray. Would love to meet and do lunch with you. Alberta is too much of a detour. Oh my goodness. That's quite a ways out of the way. Well, I'll think of you on the way down though, Miss Lori. Monica says, hello, Ray, and everyone in there. Hi, Monica. Glad to see you. Oh. What else we got here? Part of getting old is the nana naps. How many a day is a concern? Yeah, you know what I do? I'll be looking at something on YouTube and I'll fall asleep. And the whole video will get over with, and all of a sudden I'll wake up. And it's like I missed the whole show. And my choice is to go back and look at it and go to sleep again, because that's usually what happens. What we got here? Lisa says, wait a minute. Who was sleep talking last night? Who fell asleep first? I stand corrected. It wasn't me. Tanya says, that's a shocker, Lisa. Tammy says, my head hurts. Did you hit me before you left last night? Let's see. John says, hi, Monica. Tammy says, oh, shit, it was me, damn it. Linda Life, had my lunch. Now I need a nap. Can't seem to get the chill out of my bones. You know what helps? Hot chocolate. That would get the chill out. Hot chocolate. Only thing is, chocolate usually has caffeine in it, and it might not let you go to sleep. But hot chocolate when I'm cold, and I guess it's anything that warms me up is going to put me to sleep. Timothy says, I can't understand why German and his band of miscontents keep getting by with all this mess. I don't know. Like a cat with 9 lives. Uh, it's way beyond what I'm way over my head. I don't know how he gets away with it. They say he's right all the time. I can't picture it being right. That's for sure. Tammy B, how you doing, Tammy? I got to run to the store. Just wanted to say love you, Ray. Sending you hugs and prayers. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's see. T. Lee says, hey, but at least you weren't snoring. You know what, Lisa, you and Gabe could take turns sleep talking. It might work out okay. Gabe could teach you because he's good at it. Okay, Nikki. Well, Two Leaves was watching you. Okay. Someone needs to stop this monster that keeps destroying lives. I wish I knew how. It's an animal I haven't necessarily met. I've met people similar to that over the years, but he's kind of takes the cake. I checked out fuel barrel. Been a month, 1/2 of fuel use, 72 gallons. We'll call to put money on account and deliver when come to town. Noreen, hi Noreen. Somehow I missed you in there too. Law enforcement and the court should stop them. It's a possibility about that, but they have to stop him from frivolous lawsuits to stop him from taking it to court. As far as the harassment, he's going to go on everybody that he can. It's not going to end. I've got this feeling that it's kind of a lifetime obligation for him to do damage wherever he goes. He's the sad sack of YouTube. And people who've been around that are old as I am, they know who Sad Sack is. He's the guy with the cloud over his head. I probably shouldn't say anything about going on a channel and have a sleepwalk with Gabe or anything like that, or sleep talk. Oh my, we might get rumors started out there. Yeah, Rue says he's making money for YouTube. It's the only way I can see him make. Yeah, they're don't forget, it's not just him. The group around him, since they're of the same breed, there's a lot more money involved than just his there. So if they stop this operation that's going on, all this disarray and drama, there's a lot of channels drop out immediately. Viewership goes down immediately because it's dependent on that. YouTube loses out big time. It's more than just Jeremy, but Jeremy being the hub, that's the one that YouTube would be more apt to protect. Peb says, I just got home. It's like summer out there. Not. Oh, well. That's Pebs. Welcome to the channel, Pebs. Oh. Dan Wells says, when this is all done, Germ will find someone else. It's his nature. He's been suing someone for the last 7 years. More than 7 years. Goes way back to his, started with his wife, and he's kept her in court for a lot of years. Queen of my house says, isn't he having problems with Mayor Dan too now? Yeah, Two Leaves has got it. 2014, he's been, so that goes by 12 years now. Our uses, I've got 14 to look into that I think are solely anti-Lisa JC MP. That would disappear if JH dropped the cases and was forced to. Yep. It's a big circle, and there's a lot of people involved in this whole thing, this whole drama. For the most cases, the ones that are trying to protect John and Michelle, I think will survive fine. It's a different breed of people that are on the opposite side. And I don't even know why I call it an opposite side. It's having the same thing in mind of keeping people protected rather than leave them out there to be picked on and torn apart. Oh, the guy that I think they thought same of it as the guy who had the bad motorbike accident from Otter Creek. Yeah, that guy, he was a veteran, I think. He seemed to have his head screwed on right from what I'd seen. I don't know anything about him, but I know who you're talking about. Rex sounds familiar. Lisa. Oh. I didn't know he was a drunk. Yeah, I know you're talking about Rex, but I mean, I didn't know he had a problem. Oh. Thule says, speaking of ticks and tocks, you should see what I've seen. Tis, 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 Jeremy, germ. Germany, germ. Shame on you. Yeah, I don't think Martha realizes how much control she could really pull down when the shit hits the fan with Jeremy. I know it seems like she's a little scared of him, and I seen, but like I say, just so all you guys understand, I've never recommended. Well, I can't say that. I was going to say I never recommended somebody go to Jeremy's channel. That would be a lie. When I first started watching him, I recommended him. One of those moods, I guess. But this show he put up where he's at that petting zoo. I want you guys, with your eyes open, and use your real mind, okay? I want you to listen to the things he says on that petting zoo while he's doing things there. I want you to think about what he insinuates, okay? And would you want your child watching something like that and understanding how he's talking? I just want you to look at when he's supposed to be having fun. Now, out of all those people that are there at that zoo, their petting zoo, wherever it is, they're all having fun. He is not. He has a business agenda, in my opinion. And if you listen to him, you know what it is. But I don't normally recommend, but I want you to understand how this guy's mind works and what he does. His innuendos are spiteful, but you just need to hear it with your own ears. Yep, they stacked the council for sure, Queen of House. Very much. They got what they wanted and flew the coop. Let's see. To Lisa, sorry, I lost any hope that she was innocent in any of this. Oh, yeah. But let me tell you something. Because she's not innocent, okay, she will be the destroyer of that guy when it falls apart. She is going to be for her. And she's going to remember all the crap. They both are going to take the trip, not just one. They're both so involved. Let's see. Maybe in the beginning, then she went and drank too much Kool-Aid. I agree with you, Peb. Tanya, John says, Tanya, I've heard multiple reasons why he's left. And if he's seen Thomas' video about a fight at town hall meeting, he was involved in it. Yeah, Linda says Martha's as bad as Jeremy. I believe that 100%. I also believe that when the shit hits the fan, she will be the one that will be his downfall when it comes. She will turn on him like a sidewinder. Yeah. Have you seen how he talks to the people that work for him? How snippy he is. He wants to make sure they know he's in charge at all times. Imagine working for somebody like that. Or says, what petting zoo? They went to a petting zoo and he put it up. I don't know if it was yesterday or day before yesterday. It's some kind of an outing where the whole bunch of them went. Martha, her son, Jeremy, Diane, some other person that they know. What gets me, I don't know how you guys are, but as far as I know, Martha only has one child. And you've seen, if you've watched, you've seen how Jeremy treats him. As a mother, would you allow anybody to treat one of your children that way? Just a question I throw out. Marla said, I'll watch the video, Ray. Thank you. Yeah. Marla, let me know what you think of it. Maybe I'm too suspicious about the way the people talk, but to me, it sounded like a lot of innuendos. Some of them were really bad in my mind. Okay. Okay. Monica, that's good thinking. Martha could always start a cooking channel, maybe a self-help cleaning channel. Squire says, I would never allow someone to treat my child that way. It's pretty bad. Of course, he made threats against her whole family, so, and she put up with it when she got mad at him, said she wasn't going to help him if he did something like that. She's still there. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Tango. He has a lot of people working for him, considering he claims to have no employees. He's got to have somebody clean his mess up. He likes to just throw stuff. Someone's got to do the shipping for him. Well, I think I'm going to have to shut down here pretty quick. I'm going to have to go get something to eat. I really appreciate all of you coming in here today and putting up with my rants and my being upset. These yo-yos, they're going to come after me 100%. Screw them. I don't care. I'm so pissed off at them. They know what I think of them now. And they're full. I wish I could say everything I want to. And there's two things that stop me. One is the law. And the one I think of most is the Lord. I'm just thoroughly upset with this bunch of shitheads. So, like I say, thank you out there, and have a good day out there. I feel a lot better after I got this all off my chest. I don't give a shit what they say. They don't know me. I know them a lot better than they know me by the things that they say and do. You're known by what you sow. The good Lord is going to have his day with them, I'm pretty sure. I hope most of you don't get caught in the web. Okay, Lisa. All right. I'd be glad to talk to you. For all of you out there, like I say, you're a great bunch of people, and you put up with this guy. I may have to count on you guys to keep me afloat for a while. May have to come knocking on your door for meals and a lift from time to time. John says, ta-ta, everybody. Well, John, thank you for the ta-ta, because I use it every once in a while. You're famous for that. All right. Talk to you later. Ta-ta. Have a great day.